Yeah, I just kind of thinking about that because I just saw my homie K9 tweet the other day that he kind of just started thinking about neutral as his holding stage and not trying to get hits to people.
Oh yeah.
Well, to me, it's kind of just been obvious. I'm like, everyone been thinking about that? And it's kind of occurred to me a lot of people kind of don't see neutral as that. I can see people like that having a lot of trouble with this game because that is very important.
Yeah.
That's just how I have you thinking. That some people just kind of don't know that. It's kind of just crazy to me. Neutral's cool, dude. It's a cool thing. Stage control and whatnot. This, oh, you're right. Who does that? Shut up.
Too much thinking for me. Neutral. Come on, man.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Advantage, disadvantage.
That's what I really love about this game compared to other Smash games. I like the neutral way more than I do fucking force. Where someone just run up shooting in force. That shit was fucking whack.
Oh dude, that was. Oh man, that was good.
And people miss perfect hitting, which I see why, but I don't think it was worth having everything else be shitty. Whatnot.
Yeah.
I like projectiles actually mean something in this game. Like for the first time it does, and I don't think people know how to handle it, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
This game is just so cool, dude. I still like Row's either better, of course, but for a Smash game, it's great. It's pretty great.
But does it have Ronald McDonald though?
Fair.
But you actually had to space your aerials and have good positioning more so in Smash 4 than normal.
I agree more so, yeah. I think it's still an aspect in this game, of course. But I think overall, just safer aerials and like less landing lag is not a bad thing. I just think necessarily mixing it with a bunch of the system changes they made is why it makes it seem more annoying than I think it is.
Sometimes there was more methodical play there instead of just mashing aerials that should be unsafe on shield, but they're not because shield sucks and your landing lag is low.
Also, I think some characters shield do that.
In this game.
Some characters just let it rock, honestly. And I do kind of like how some characters can do that. As weird as that may sound, I'm kind of the opposite in that opinion. It's nice to have some playstyle variety. Some characters can just mash on your shield, that's fine.
Yeah, I can see it more often than others, yeah, for sure.
I'd rather have it like that rather than a lot of characters not being able to do much of anything against shield, rather. I feel like shield was just too strong in Smash 4 comparison. Like, naturally, I'd like a better balance of the two, sure, but I prefer how it's handled here compared to Smash 4. That's just personally speaking, though, of course. Personally, it's not as much room to punish them as mashing saying arrows on shield. I can see that, yeah. There are definitely some characters that really do that. I kind of consider it as them kind of defining a rushdown archetype in this game. Which I feel like that wasn't a thing in Smash before at all. But now I can actually contemplate rushdown by, like, you know, hitting extra buttons on the shield and shit. And I think, because I personally see it because there's like a bunch of fighting characters that have like a bunch of, you know, safe shit and strings of shit on shield. So I kind of see it like that, where it's like just shield pressure. It's annoying shield pressure, sure, but like I feel like a lot of more people hate it because it's different from how the rest of the game works, rather than it actually being a bad thing for the rather than being for a bad thing for the game. Just my random thoughts of a person who doesn't really like Smash 4. But I mean, I do think just fast, safer aerials overall make this game feel more exciting and dynamic than Smash 4 ever did to me. Because a lot of times that game was very, very boring. A lot of characters kind of can do much. And I do like the overall system of changes in this game that they made to make characters feel just more powerful in general in this game, which I like a lot. So I do miss Smash 4 Sheik. It's one of the few. Okay, I do miss Smash 4 Sheik. It's one of the few things. That's only because that character could break the rules and played exactly like the Ultimate character. That's the main reason why I liked her in that game, honestly. I do feel like a lot of people get caught up in what's annoying to deal with in the game. I feel like every fighting game has those characters and strategies that are annoying to deal with. I feel like Smash players are just more vocal about it than others. Like, of course, I see people complaining about like Leroy and Tekken and shit like that, but I feel like it's the most prevalent in this game, really. Which I don't necessarily know why. I can see how it's annoying though, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think the game overall is fun, despite just some characters being more designed to be annoying to their opponent. So actually got to play against it. I disagree. I kind of like playing against all characters, so I kind of don't really get the kind of hate a lot of characters get for being annoying to play against. A lot of characters I see people complain about regularly. It's like they're characters that either I use or I don't mind very much. Like Game & Watch, I mean, I think he's very much okay in the state he's in right now. Pre-patch all, I'd still infamously think pre-patch Olimar was fine. It didn't need nerfing or toning down whatsoever. Shit like that.
It's not bad, it's just less strategy now when someone matches unsafe aerials and less neutral sometimes.
I don't think I necessarily agree with it being less strategy. I think their strategy is hit buttons on you. I think people kind of disregard that that is a strategy in itself. Despite it not being like as cool one as others in the game, it's still valid. And it kind of sucks how Steam is like scrub beats a lot of people and shit when some characters actually do benefit from doing that.
It's fine, Smash was more neutral based and when people had to think more.
I still think people had to think more to deal with it. I don't necessarily think just hitting buttons and shit is necessarily not thinking. They're kind of just doing their win condition. I think thinking about it, like the whole game is just characters kind of fishing and trying to get their win conditions. And if theirs is making you press buttons on shield and such like that, I mean, it's the thing. I think characters that can do that, like I'm thinking like characters like fucking like Game & Watch or like Roy and shit. They do kind of need to be played with reasoning. I feel like Roy's, for example, or Crom shit's like reasoning for pressing jab on your shield is because it's good shield pressure. And it's a good block string. As I think about platform fighter design in more terms of Riles of Ether than Smash, I feel like genuinely their characters are better designed than Smash characters are in every single way. A character like Zetterburn, for example, he's very much a sort of quote-unquote guerrilla character. You kind of just go in, get early kills with smash attacks off of fire, off of fire and shit. But I wouldn't necessarily say it requires less reasoning. I mean, I could probably explain this better when I'm not tired of shit. But I think you get the gist of it. I'm talking about fighting game design philosophy. It's great, man. I love fighting games. I love pushing buttons and shit. It's great, right, Nigel?
No. Fucking children in their games. What the hell?
Oh, man. I especially Smash neutral base. Well, I feel like this is the most neutral base a Smash game has ever been. I generally think so. The neutral is still here in a big way. It's just different than it was in Smash 4, you know. I think it's a lot more nuanced in this game as well. But that's just me speaking.
Bruh, Brawl was all neutral.
Okay. You got me there. You got me there. I'll hold that. I'll hold that. I didn't think of that one because Brawl fucking sucks. I definitely was. I respect the game for being neutral based. It just had nothing else interesting going on with it aside from the neutral. Unless you're playing Meta Knight, of course. I do like the extra emphasis on general and stage control in this game compared to others. Again, it's always been there, but definitely in a greater capacity here. And looking at how like K9 said that, I'm not throwing shade at K9, he's a cool dude, good player. But like, it kind of made me think, would he be doing better if he kind of like had that realization earlier?